out Zeus God. My nigga outside, bro.
My fucking geyser.
Ain't gonna lie. Another day, my hamstrings are so sore, bro. Like,
Your hammy is done, though?
Stretches.
No.
yeah, it's one of them days, bro.
That's why I got.
Make the wrong move. Brody gon' give you a hug. We tryna make the shit go smooth. How do you foolish? Go violate your body and make it look like you was stupid.
Yo, son. Shout out Zeus God, man. Shout out Zeus God. We back on with segment number 2. The Cavaliers. The Cavaliers, man. First in the Eastern Conference. They just suffered their first loss of the season against the Boston Celtics.
To the big C's?
To the big C's, man.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because
Facts.
I'm about to say wow and
It won't start with C's.
Nah.
Both start with C's.
Yo, to the big C's.
Shout out to the C's.
Yo, chill. Nah, but it's crazy because yo.
Oh, y'all think it's different.
But
Cali.
it's crazy because when it comes to the Cavaliers and them having this winning streak,
Right.
I was waiting for them to play a team like the Boston Celtics to really see where they match up against every team in the league. I'm not gonna say they lost, but I'm not gonna say they failed. Like, they didn't get spanked by the Boston Celtics. They hit more than 22 threes today against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Damn near equivalent to what they did to New York. The first game of the season, 29 threes.
Right. Something outlandish.
My question to the fellas today is, how do you feel about the Cleveland Cavaliers? Like, do you trust them? Is this believable? Their winning streak. How do you feel about the Cavaliers? How do you feel they'll stack up against the rest of the league?
I couldn't wait for you to say that. I think this shit is a sham.
Oh,
Fluke.
damn!
Absolute baloney. Shout out to my guy Skip Bayless.
Wait, hold up.
My son Skip.
Wait, hold up though. What you mean baloney though? Like you
Hot baloney.
Wait, hold on. Ain't this the same nigga that had him as he trusted Cleveland Cavaliers?
When?
Last episode?
Yeah. I ain't seen no shit like that. I ain't seen no shit like that. I ain't seen that. I ain't seen that. Pull the tape up.
To be fair to D, last year he had Cleveland out of the playoffs. So I know.
You know what he's saying.
I know where he stands with Cleveland. He don't believe in Cleveland.
No, I don't believe in the land.
But why you on
I believe in Spider.
let me ask you, let me reroute this.
Yes, sir.
How many teams in the East do you believe they can beat in this series? I'm gonna throw out some teams and you tell me if you think they can beat them.
7 games? Go ahead.
Boston,
No.
New York,
It'll be a tough series, but no.
Philly.
I might have them over Philly right now. But because of availability from Joel Embiid and Swaggy P. But if they're both fully healthy and playing, I have Philly.
Playoff piece, Swaggy P, Nick Young.
Playoff P.
Atlanta.
I'll have them over Atlanta.
That's to me.
I think
So you got them winning a series. I'm
Yeah,
talking, to be
yeah.
fair, like you got them winning
They
a
can win a
series.
series, absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
my fault, go ahead.
They can win a series, but with them, I don't think they're one of the top teams in the East. I think they're somewhere in the middle.
Okay.
And that's respectable. That's respectable.
And I think everybody will agree with that. They didn't come in to this season thinking Cleveland was going to be a elite Eastern Conference team. Maybe good, because the people projected the emergence of Evan Mobley this year.
Yeah.
Jared Allen do what he do. You already know Donovan Mitchell does Donovan Mitchell things.
Spider.
I think everybody will agree they expected Cleveland to be good, not great. Let me switch it back to Derek. How do you feel Cleveland matches up against teams in the league? It could be Western Conference teams, it could be Eastern Conference teams. Do you feel like they're even a top 6 team in the league? Forget record.
Top 6 in the whole league?
Yes.
I believe
It's wide open, so top 6 in that stretch.
I feel like the top teams in the league is Boston, the Mavs, Golden State.
Without record.
Without record.
Okay.
Just off of talent and play style.
You said Boston?
Boston, I got Boston, Dallas.
Okay.
Boston, Dallas. Those are my 2 top teams in the league, to be real with you. It's not really much. Golden State as well. Golden State is the top team. So it's like, it's the top and it's like a little tier in between, and then it's the middle of the pack.
Yeah,
It's a tier in between, and it's, these niggas.
You got Dallas as the best team in the West?
Dallas. I think Dallas and Golden State are like the 2 better teams in the West, in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I think Timberwolves is like a tier underneath those 2.
The middle of the pack teams.
I think the middle of the pack is probably like Denver. I think Denver is going to drop down to the middle of the pack. I think Westbrook is going to, sorry Westbrook, but I think Westbrook is going to bring him down to the middle of the pack. I don't think Jamal Murray availability is all the way there, and I got to see how he plays with Westbrook. You know, they don't win in the season, but Westbrook, it's a weird mix. But
do you trust Cleveland more than Denver?
Or the Lakers?
Do I trust Cleveland more than Denver?
Or LA?
I don't
Those
trust
teams.
LeBron definitely over Cleveland for sure.
Okay.
LeBron is going to win games. LeBron is going to win games.
How about Denver?
Jokic is going to win games, but it's just I don't believe in Westbrook all the way. I think Westbrook really he brings like that chaos factor to the basketball court, and that's the opposite of Denver's play style.
It is.
So I think they're going to feud a lot. This could be a weird mix that might work, but when you play against good teams, I think that shit gonna get wiped out. Like, nah, are y'all a organized team or are y'all a Westbrook team?
So what is it about Cleveland that you feel doesn't make them a top 5?
Because when your best player is 6'2", that shit can get stopped after a while. That shit is stopped. That shit, it's the history of basketball.
Take it in his chest. Take it in his chest. You already know playoff basketball. It's taken up in his chest.
It's the history of basketball. It's never been the case. The only players to dominate at a scoring level was Isaiah Thomas and Steph Curry. And Steph Curry's the only one to do it in a recent level in the playoffs.
He's a generational shit.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Like niggas ain't just see Kyrie in the final. We're not gonna talk about
No,
We not gonna talk about none of this.
You talking about winning? No, winning is what it is.
You just said it. He didn't carry these niggas to the playoffs.
No, I said winning though. Winning?
That's
Yeah.
a championship.
I said Isaiah Thomas and Steph Curry.
Oh, to a chip.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
chips.
to a chip. This is a different conversation.
I hear you.
You don't count the one with him in Cleveland with LeBron?
I'm like, hold
No,
on.
he didn't. He wasn't a solo star. LeBron was a solo star. I mean, LeBron is a star, and then he was the second fiddle. But the only it's hard to do it as somebody small. It's hard to do it. In his career, it's always been a big man, and in these recent years, it's been a small forward.
Because those guys usually could score 25, maybe 27 points, but they also giving up about 27, 28 points a game too, because they taking up in his chest.
Mm-hmm.
Then he's a defensive liability. At 6'2", you can't be great defensively in the playoffs.
And then the physicality comes into it. The game slows down, so it's just like good that open court shit kind of slow. It dwindles in the playoffs.
They do, and that's my thing with the Cleveland Cavaliers. I told y'all off taping, they remind me of the Atlanta Hawks team that won 60 games, where in the regular season it looks like they having so much fun. They playing with house money. Nobody believed they could have been the best in the Eastern Conference. Nobody believed they could win the championship. So when you playing with house money and you got that many talented players on that lineup, you're gonna win games. You're gonna win games. My thing with Cleveland is what Derek just said. I don't trust them defensively. I don't trust their 2 guards defensively in the playoffs. I don't trust Garland and I don't trust Donovan Mitchell. They 6'2".
Right.
That's straight to the chest. Same thing I told you about Jalen Brunson and the Knicks, and Karl Anthony Towns.
They got to be high impact in order for them to make up for the deficiencies.
They got to make up. And the only thing that was saving Jalen Brunson in last year's playoffs and last year's Knicks in the regular season as well, he was filled with defenders. He could he was pushing people to the middle. Mitchell Robinson was taking care of it. In the playoffs, he was still filled with defenders.
And we seen Jalen Brunson. This is the perfect example as far as just like a small player in the playoffs. Jalen Brunson's numbers dropped like a motherfucker in the playoffs. Like I think there was one game he was shooting in the 30s or something like that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, entire usage, especially last year.
Like his field goal percentage, like as far as like his efficiency, like his efficiency.
He been a
dropped.
chuck though.
It was no Julius Randle with him.
He had to.
Right,
He had to.
so
He
There was no Julius Randle in the regular season as well, but I'm saying those numbers drop in the playoffs when you're undersized, unless if you're high impact like Isaiah Thomas and Steph
I mean,
so I don't think Donovan.
And Isaiah Thomas that year, when he was in Boston,
No,
Modern day, I
Yeah,
do.
yeah. But as far as just winning, but I don't think Donovan Mitchell has that winning. I don't think he has that championship ability. So what we're seeing right now is pretty much.
Wait, that's a
Time the
crazy.
fuck out.
No,
Man.
no,
That's
wait,
why I gotta
wait,
hold
I'm
on.
not
Donovan Mitchell's a champion.
You just try to slip
Wait,
in
wait,
there.
I'm not disagreeing with him. I'm not disagreeing with him, but that's a crazy statement
That's
to make.
crazy.
Donovan Mitchell is not a championship player.
And hold on. I want to say one thing.
You know he's the number one option on the Cavs.
Yeah,
So
I want
he-
to say another thing about that as well. Name, other than fucking Quinn Snyder, name a coach that actually rocked that he trusts or that put the trust in him.
What you talking about?
Yeah, good coach.
You say until like you said when he was on the Jazz, he never had that opportunity.
He never had the opportunity. The nigga never wanted to go to Cleveland, bro. The nigga is making the most out of the situation.
Right.
Let's be real.
Darius Garland is there. Let's be real.
No.
Darius Garland is there as a point guard, right? The nigga is there trying to beat him out. Darius Garland thinks he's better than Spider. He has to deal with that season number 1. Season number 2, season number 1, JB Bickerstaff gets fired. So now I have a whole nother coach. Y'all niggas gotta stop doing this to niggas, bro.
No,
Y'all have to stop. Let's look at the factors
Donovan
and
Mitchell's
the
not a
variables,
championship
bro.
player though.
Let's look at the
He's
factors
never
and the
been
variables.
Donovan.
Doesn't
No,
matter if
but
he's a
when was
championship or not.
Donovan? No, but when was
Let's
he
look
ever?
at it.
When was
But
he
let's
ever?
look at the variables.
But when was he ever a championship player?
But let's look at the variables. We don't even give niggas chances to be
No, he
championship
can be
players.
that. But when was he ever?
We don't even give them chances, bro. That's crazy, bro.
No,
the
no,
niggas
no,
got
no.
3 different coaches in 3
How-
years.
no, no,
How do you
how
expect
can
him
we-
to get
how can we
champions?
not-
You
How can we
You
give?
can't.
How can we give him a chance? You gotta do it. We don't give
That's
people
my
a chance. You
point.
gotta
He's
do
doing it right now. This is
No,
third
no, this
season
is
with
the
him,
regular
bro.
season.
This is third
He's
season
not
with
doing
him.
nothing.
And all 3 have to sat here and said, all 3 have to say and say, I
this
don't
is the
believe
regular
this.
season.
I didn't say that.
You started off. Am I bugging? Am I bugging? Let me know. Let me know if I'm bugging.
You're
Y'all
bugging.
let me know.
You're bugging. This is the
I know,
regular
bro.
season. What did
I'm
he do?
saying.
No. What did he do in the? What did he do in the playoffs last year? They was looking like shit in the playoffs.
Because
last
of
year.
who? Not
Because
him.
it doesn't matter.
Darius Garland needs the real.
Doesn't matter.
He was using
Doesn't
the ball
matter.
90% of the time, bro. That's not all. I'm supposed to
No,
yell at him on
at
the
the
court.
end of the day,
No.
the Cavs look like shit
Not
last
'cause
year
of
in the
him.
playoffs.
Not
At
'cause
the
of
end
him,
of the
bro.
day, they look like shit last year in the playoffs. That is a fact.
They did.
They didn't
bro.
perform well in the playoffs at the
Yeah,
end of the
they
day.
shit.
At the end of the day, they look like shit. Right now they playing. Hold on. At the end of the day, they look like shit in the playoffs. Right now they playing well. But this is not the playoffs.
But when did
So
they-
when it, like I just said, for the past 15 minutes, when it gets to the playoffs, and part of the playoffs is a championship level. In order to get to a championship level, you gotta outperform. It's hard to do that when you're 6'2". So I don't give a damn how much you like Donovan Mitchell.
No.
But at the end of the day, he has to do it. He
This
hasn't
is my
done it
thing.
yet.
All right.
So
No,
until
this
he
ain't
does
about life.
it, until
This
he
ain't
does
about
it,
life.
then let's talk
This ain't
about
about
it.
life.
But
This
right
ain't about
now,
life
he's
or
not a
dislike.
championship
This ain't about life or
player.
dislike.
I'll
I'm
agree.
taking you with the facts. Hold on, time. I got myself right now, bro. Hold on. Y'all, you bugging, bro. Because
No,
we need to think about the variables, bro. You need to think about the variables.
He hasn't done it yet.
That's not a fair statement to say, bro. It's not a fair statement to say he's
So
not a
are we
championship
calling
player.
everybody championship
You
players?
said, yeah. there
We're
you
not
go.
even calling JT a championship
You
player.
said,
We
yeah.
still trying.
I'm calling him a championship player because he fucking
But
did
the
it, bro.
yeah, because he
did it
because he
already.
just because
Right.
he did it.
And
Did Donovan Mitchell do
And
it?
Spider never has a fucking
Exactly. He
chance.
didn't do it yet.
What chance has he had? What team
So
has he had?
before JT did you call him a championship player?
Yes, bro.
No.
Are you kidding me?
Why
He
you
carries
calling
himself.
why
He
you
is
call-
in the
why
bro.
you calling him a championship player until you don't call people a championship player until they win
So they're
champions?
not MVP.
You're not an all-star player until you become an all-star.
So
You're not a
niggas-
superstar until you start dominating
so
the league.
niggas ain't
You just
call-
don't give you
niggas ain't
don't
call
call
Jokic.
Donovan Mitchell a championship
Niggas
player.
ain't called Jokic a fucking winner before he won.
Donovan Mitchell's not a
Because
superstar.
the MVP, right?
He's not even a superstar. So how you call him a championship player if he's not even a
Leave
superstar?
that in the comments, y'all.
He's
What
a
y'all-
good-
Not a superstar.
Donovan
That's what I'm saying. This
Mitchell.
nigga's bugging. You're bugging, bro.
I agree.
You're
I agree.
bugging.
Yeah, KD is a superstar. LeBron James is a superstar.
These are all superstars,
No.
bro. We talking about niggas
Donovan
in
Mitchell is
2025,
a star.
not 2020,
Donovan
2010.
Mitchell is
We talking
a
about niggas
star.
right now, bro.
Donovan Mitchell is a
Y'all
star.
bugging, bro.
Donovan Mitchell.
Y'all niggas need to stop this
Donovan
shit.
is a
Y'all need to
star.
stop this shit, bro.
Stars.
But
All
I do
jokes
disagree.
aside.
I do agree with Abe.
This is some bullshit.
I do
It's
agree
cool.
with Abe on some on an aspect.
Nah, a lot of people
Donovan
think like
Mitchell-
that though.
Donovan Mitchell, it's not fair to say last year Cavaliers was shit because of him. Or to
At
say they
all.
was shit, period. Because they got to the second round, they was going head to head with them niggas, and
Who
two
they
of
play?
them,
Who they play?
they got eliminated by New York.
Right.
But no,
Right.
they got eliminated by
Actually,
Boston. They got
yeah.
eliminated by Boston. And two of their guys went down. Even Donovan Mitchell by game 3 was
Who they
gone.
played before
And they
Boston?
took, and
Who they
took,
played before Boston? My fault,
who,
James.
Cleveland,
Remember that series? The first,
Orlando?
yeah, remember that first series, right?
Orlando,
All right. So who's the star player on Orlando?
Paulo.
Right. That's his first or second year. That was his second year, right?
Second.
Donovan Mitchell's a championship player, right?
Yeah.
So why is he not dominating? They didn't dominate Orlando. There was a right.
Most of them
So exactly. So when it gets to the playoffs, the smaller player is gonna suffer.
No, I agree.
That's all it is.
I agree.
So in order for you to do well, you gotta be an outstanding player, which is not what Donovan Mitchell is.
Wait, but
he's not a transcendent player like Steph Curry. He's not a transcendent player like Steph Curry or Isaiah Thomas from Detroit Pistons.
Why are you comparing him to Steph Curry?
Then that's what you gotta do to win.
Steph Curry's an exception. He's not the rule. He's not the rule.
If you're a short player, you gotta be a transcendent player.
He's
you
the
can't
exception,
be a
not the
regular
rule,
player.
But what
That's
made
the
Isaiah
exception.
Thomas transcendent?
That's the exception. He's naming
His
exceptions.
ability
right
to
now.
control the game, his handles, and his mid-range game, and his defense,
But it's
and
also,
his leadership.
It's also what they surround
So it was his skill,
Right.
it was his IQ,
It's
it was
also
his
what they
skill, his
surround
IQ,
him.
his physicals. He was faster. He had leaping ability too.
Yeah.
So it was his skill, his IQ. And
When you say leaping ability, don't give these people.
Yeah.
Whoa! Time out! Hold on! No! I do know. Stop giving these people the idea that Isaiah Thomas is just no fucking
Let me pull it up. He had a jump ball when this nigga jumped high in the fence.
A jump ball. Right. A jump ball.
Yo, can Chris Paul dunk? Can Chris Paul jump higher than most people? Is Chris Paul athletic?
I don't care about none of that
He
shit.
can't dunk.
Alright, bet. And then Isaiah Thomas was more athletic than that.
Right.
So that means he had leaping ability.
No, that does not mean that. That doesn't mean that at all. That does not mean that at all.
That means I'm saying he was physically dominant. He had skill. That's the reason why he was transcendent. Why y'all arguing with a nigga? It's proven already. He
Spider was in a dunk contest. That means he's leaping it.
No, but he doesn't have.
That's corny. You know that. That's corny. That's corny.
The point I was trying to make. If you surround, and I'm asking, if you surround Donovan Mitchell with like a similar squad.
He's not a
gonna shit.
transcendent
Are you
player.
crazy?
He's not a transcendent
No,
player.
I know I'm not gonna say he's Isaiah Thomas. I'm not gonna say he's Isaiah
That's
Thomas.
wild,
But
bro.
I'm asking if you surround Donovan
He's a
Mitchell
really good player.
with a similar squad that Isaiah Thomas had in the
You
back.
You saw what he did. You saw what he did with Utah.
You
But
don't
we're not gonna talk about
you don't
that.
think he'll win
We're not gonna talk about none of that.
Beat Carmelo Anthony, Westbrook, and Paul George. What are we bragging about?
No, I'm asking.
In his first and second year,
Yeah,
that's not
he's a good. That was impressive.
Come on now.
That was definitely impressive. But look who he beat. So we're not saying he's a transcendent player. He's a really good player.
And
That's all I'm saying. You
Really
telling
good
me?
player,
I'm
man.
not gonna lie to
Really
you.
good
You doing way
player.
too much, Abe. He's not a championship.
That's
Really
fine.
good players can win chips.
Opinions are
Chauncey
opinions.
Billups,
Really good players.
Chauncey Billups won one. Who else won one?
Opinions are opinions.
Really good players.
Really good players. Chauncey Billups won one as a really good player. It's just that's what I'm asking. When you give a player like Donovan Mitchell a team or a squad just like the Backward Pistons, just like
Chauncey Billups. You see, this is the difference. Y'all niggas gonna be like, oh, Chauncey Billups and Donovan Mitchell. I'm gonna tell you the truth. You had AR go to the Denver Nuggets in 2008. Right? So around that time, y'all talking about Donovan Mitchell now, but he's not compared to AR, right? So you had AR go to the Denver Nuggets. They didn't do shit. You had Chauncey Billups go there. And then they did something. They was able to compete against the Lakers. Donovan Mitchell is not on that level of Chauncey Billups.
No, he's not.
He's not winning games on that level. He's a really good player, but when it comes to winning games and controlling shit in the playoffs, when the shit matters, we gotta see if Donovan Mitchell can do that. He's never done that before. He beat Carmelo and these niggas in the first round, but as far as playing it, like that was Carmelo Anthony, Russell Westbrook, and Paul George wasn't the Lakers. No. It's not like he was challenging Kobe Bryant and Pau Gasol and these niggas. It's not on the same level. Let's be real.
I'll agree.
Donovan Mitchell's a good player. Let's see what he can do.
The only thing I disagree with
He's not a championship player,
to say he can't win a ring because he's
not a championship player.
That's
what you said.
That. When other players like Isaiah Thomas to me, he was really a great player. He wasn't transcendent to me.
Right.
Neither.
That's what I'm saying. So what are you saying with that?
He was
really good.
He was absolutely transcendent.
He was great too.
He transcended the whole Detroit Pistons franchise. That's how transcendent he was.
Players that do what Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah, you remember
who at that size did what Jason Kidd did what? He did not do what Isaiah Thomas did.
He can't do what Isaiah Thomas did.
He did not do what Isaiah Thomas
did.
He took a shitty franchise and changed it into a winning championship team.
But we're gonna wrap up Welcome Me to Pod. I also want to let the fans know we're going to start going on live again. Instagram, Walk With Me, the pod on IG. Ty the God going to be in there. D-Love going to be in there. Con Wolf going to be in there. And it could be JD going to be in there. But before we leave, we can't just dismiss the Cavaliers talk. That one got heated. But before we leave, Daryl, trust level on the Cavaliers. 1 through 10.
6.
6? That's cool. Derek.
I'm gonna agree with him. 6.
6?
I'm gonna go 8, man.
I'm going with the 6. I'm going with the 6 on the Cavaliers. Lucky I don't give them 5. Lucky I don't give them 5, yo. But we're going to leave it right there. Walk me the pod. This the fellas. Peace.